Good afternoon. My name is Adrian Placido, and the class that influenced me the most and taught me the most during my general education definitely was my Humanities 2310, my mythology class that I took at Valencia College with Professor Hill. And this class really opened my eyes to mythology, not just as a that was then, this is what we used to do, the dead and buried, right? It opened my eyes to the idea that myth was not just a way to scare people in the old days. It was truly the foundational blocks of humanity trying to communicate and share passion with one another. From the moment that humans developed communication, they developed stories, whether to keep each other entertained or informed, and I found beauty in that. Beauty that Professor Hill was able to communicate to me through her own passion for the subject. That class opened my eyes to the idea that I wanted to be a storyteller myself, that I wanted to tap into the passion of others and communicate it to an audience, right? And at the time, I felt that the proper channels for that passion was journalism. Now, I did pursue journalism as my initial major when I got to UCF, but I've since changed. I've since oriented myself towards general studies due to picking up a substitute teaching job at Kelly Education. I have fallen very deeply in love with educating and teaching and being in a classroom, and I owe a lot of that to Professor Hill. Her energy and her passion was so infectious to me as a student that as soon as I stepped foot into a classroom and I got to be in that position to, if I was handed a lesson plan about a topic that I really knew something about in my own life, that energy and that joy kind of flowed through me towards students, and I got a lot of very good reactions from students that I was able to, if only temporarily, help out. So I've since oriented myself towards general studies in order to be certified to become a teacher. And if not for that mythology class, man, I wouldn't have had my eyes opened to this idea that we as humans, our greatest calling is to share our stories with one another. And that mythology class really opened that for me. And it's since brought me closer to what I really feel is a realization of what I was put here to do. That being said, again, I was Adrian Placido. That is the class that impacted me the most during my general education.